Peace, love, and blessings, fam. This is the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic, with the Mayan moon energy for today, February 15th, 2024. Today, we are in the energy of the white magnetic mirror, 10118 of 260, a new wave spell. Let's get into it. When we talk about the white sign, the white mirror, is all about refinement. It's about adjustment. It's about organization. It's about detox. It's about making things pure. When we talk about the white mirror specifically, we're talking about reflection. We're talking about order and endlessness. So what's going to be coming up is the reflection of ourselves magnified in the 3D or in our environment that's around us. Order. Is our life in order? We're going to be able to see what's going on with this white magnetic mirror. And endlessness is, what are those situations that have no end, that seem to last forever without limit? These are things that are going to show up in the next 13 days. It's important because the white mirror is really all about perspective. Where do you place yourself? Don Ruiz and the Four Agreements, which, by the way, if you have not read that book, I suggest everyone read it, because in the beginning they talk about domestication of the planet and of the human, and it's so apropos to this life that we're living in, and understanding why we end up in the situations that we end up in. But he talks about the smoky mirror, and again, it's all about perspective. A lot of times we internalize what we have been brought up in, and three main components are a judge, victim, and witness. A lot of times we will judge ourselves like other people judged us as we were being raised. We will see ourselves in the role of a victim, or we can just see ourselves in the role of a witness, which sees things going on, has a level of detachment, and you can make decisions from that perspective. So this period, we're going to have a lot of that mirroring going on. We're going to see reflections of ourselves in everybody, in every situation around us. The only way to adjust is by going in. It's about looking at those reflections as a witness, putting things in order, and dealing with those things that are endless, that we don't want to be endless. We want them to have an end. We have to put an end to it. And so this wave spell, this 13-day cycle that starts today, will help us a lot. Some well-known white magnetic mirrors are Miles Davis, Howie Mandel, Booker T, Martin Van Buren, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, Kit Carson, and Ricky Lake. We are in the magnetic tone of purpose, the magnetic spirit energy of purpose for today. This energy is always important when we have a magnetic day. First of all, we are guided by our purpose times two. So we're going to attract our purpose. We unify, we attract our purpose. What are we vibing on today? What are we one with? This vibration will attract your purpose, no question mark. You want to be very observant on a magnetic day, because what shows up is your purpose for the next 13 days. Do not worry that you won't find your purpose. I know people spend a lot of time trying to figure out what their purpose is, but really all you have to do is be observant. What pops up in your environment gives you an idea of your purpose. And you don't just have one purpose in life. You may have varying degrees of purpose, but magnetic days let us know what is going on, what needs attention, and what needs attention will pop up immediately for you. So just be observant. And what major things show up today, that will be your focus. The Mayan calendar is divination, prophecy, and it gives direction. And when we talk about the Mayan calendar, the sacred calendar is called the token. It's literally the count of days. We have 260 days, 20 signs, 13 tones or spirit energy. It corresponds to us as humans because we have about 260 days of gestation, 20 fingers and toes, 13 joints. In 260 days, if you follow the cycles of the sacred calendar, you will be a whole new person, or you will give birth to a whole new part of yourself. So this is important to note and important to follow. Today, just that quick, I always forget the day that we're on, but day 118, and if you look on the calendar at 118, it's in the sixth column. It's 3, the third spot from the bottom. And next to it, you see a column that's all purple. So we have 2 more days after today, and we're going to enter the core days. We're going to enter the center of the calendar. So we need to focus on our center, our spine, our core. It's going to be very important. We're going to have 20 days. We're going to go through every sign, finding ourselves within each sign, getting to the core. So that's really important. That will be coming up. So we talk about the year bearer, the focus of the whole year, the white overtone wizard. We enchant, receptivity, timelessness. Enchant, the N, I-N, chant. What are we chanting to ourselves? What do we say over and over again to ourselves? We need to adjust the enchantment to have the life that we want. Receptivity, what are we open to? What are we receptive to? What are we letting in? It's really important to know what we're receptive to and what we don't want to be receptive to. Timelessness, things that stand the test of time. Sometimes those are permanent. Well, they always seem permanent. Some of those are positive, some of those not so positive. So with the white wizard, we have the opportunity to refine ourselves, to detox, take out the negative parts, take out the extra, and deal with simply what is authentically you. What is not you, we need to let go. We need to adjust. We need to organize. We need to detox. Then you see that the white wizard eyes are closed. That means that there's a certain amount of wisdom. There's a certain amount of faith and trust. That we don't need to have our eyes open looking at every single thing, especially the fact that we're looking at a 3D world. We're just going to see reflections of things that we have mentally manifested already. So that lets us know where we need to adjust. The overtone, tone of radiance, the spirit energy, which we have a whole year to work on. At least now we have up until the 24th of July to work in this energy. Is the overtone, tone of radiance. Is so powerful in that we empower ourselves, we empower the people around us, we command our environment, we command the things that we need, and then we radiate the strength of who we are. Is really important, really vital, and that's where I always start with, I'm not feeling so good. Then we ask ourselves these questions. What are you thinking about? What are you allowing into your life? What things seem to be a reoccurring theme? And let's start there. And how can you empower yourself? How can you command your space, your person, your mental to have the existence that you want? We are currently in a transformation cycle. The transformation cycle is a 52-day period that teaches us about how to make and deal with changes. We can change form, metamorphosis, change a cycle. Our outer reality is equal to our highest self-concept. The highest we can maintain thoughts and feelings about ourselves will be reflected in our outer reality. And as you see, we've been through the red serpent. Now we're moving into the white mirror, and that's going to allow us to look at perspective and how can we use perspective to adjust ourselves and allow ourselves to transform. The transformation cycle ends March 25th. This transformation cycle is the most intense of all the cycles because 40 of the 52 days are portal days. Now, the calendar is always moving and it lines up with different seasons at different times. This year, we are moving right now with the earth cycles and the seasoning, like in season, like seeds. This transformation cycle, it will end right around spring equinox and it ends on a lunar eclipse. Powerful, powerful energy up until the end. Then we'll have a 52-day cycle of harvest, which we know when we plant our seeds. Like right now, we're talking about in the gardening world starting those seeds. So being very deliberate about what is fertile in your mind so that it can bloom. And right now, we are planting seeds before we actually plant them into the ground. So it's really powerful because this is what we should be doing with having goals and aspirations. Knowing that we are transforming, knowing that we're going to have a 52-day of harvest starting March 26th. Isn't it worth the time and effort to plant seeds within ourselves to harvest with the plants and with the trees during the spring? Don't you already kind of feel that spring energy coming? And there's more light. It's not as cold, or at least in Ohio it's not, which is a blessing because it's really cold around this time. But really it's a signal to us to be mindful about what we want this next season to look like and work toward that without fail and without delay. We are also in the current moon or spirit energy of integrity, the galactic tone of integrity. It has an association with the number 8. It's the 8th 28-day cycle in a 13 moon calendar. And we are focused on integrity. Integrity is the state of being whole and undivided. 5 attributes of integrity are honesty, accountability, reliability, transparency, and ethics. What would that integrity look like in your life? The state of being whole and undivided, not looking at yourself through trauma, not looking at yourself being apart from people you love or apart from spirit or apart from God. How would it feel to be totally whole and undivided? And what would that feel like? And in that state, what would you be in harmony with? And how would you live in that vibration? This is the spirit energy that we get to work in up until March 6th. And what a beautiful energy to work in. Integrity, the state of being whole and undivided. Take some time and think about that today. So now we're in a new current 13-day cycle of power. We've moved out of the red serpent and into the white mirror wave spell. It's going to run from the 15th to the 27th of this month. With it being white, again, we know that we are adjusting. Our transformation is taking hold and we are able to make adjustments. We make adjustments by reflecting, order, and endlessness, which I kind of talked about already, but we're going to be hearing this for the next 13 days. It's important. You're going to see a reflection of yourself and your environment. It's going to be up to you to put some order in that environment. and focus on those things that seem to be endless, whether they are positive or negative. If they're positive, give more energy to it. If not positive, focus on taking the less in the nest off of it and ending it. The beautiful part is that we are in the time cell of the matrix, which is the womb, going again into the core, and it's about self regulating. So we're going to have 13 days to focus on self regulating. Why is that important? To self regulate means to be conscious and have a personal management that involves the process of guiding one's own thoughts, one's own behaviors, and feelings to reach goals. That's one definition of self regulation. Then also, we're just regulating the self, meaning to control or maintain the rate or speed of how we operate so that we operate properly. So it's put in order. We're governing ourselves. So it's the official rules by which we live by. So this energy is really important in that we make adjustments by how we want to move ourselves. And again, this is kind of a nod to the new moon and Aquarius energy where we don't want to follow the rules of others, but we want to govern ourselves. And so the white mirror wave spell is going to give us an initiation into that energy. And again, it's going to last up into the 27th. So we have two chakras that are going to help us today and through the next 13 days. We have the root chakra, which we know is about safety, security, being grounded. It's where our roots are, our connection to our ancestry, and where we make our manifestations. The oils and herbs that we can use to help us with the root chakra are cloves, cedarwood, vetiver, cypress, and rosewood. Some crystals that we can connect with to help us with our root chakra are garnet, ruby, tourmaline, smoky quartz, and bloodstone. And I will be doing a deep dive into these crystals and these herbs and oils as we go into the white mirror wave spell. The other chakra that we're going to be getting in touch with is our solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, and that is our core. That's where our inner sun is, our self worth, our personal power, our control, our will, our self respect. Some oils that help us with our solar plexus is rose oil, lemongrass, and juniper. And if you listen to my recordings, you know that I just gush over rose oil because it helps us self-regulate without going through the states of regulating. It allows us to change our vibration naturally. Lemongrass is a powerful oil as well, and juniper too. And so these are ones I'll also get into during the 13-day cycle. Some other crystals that will help us with the solar plexus chakra is topaz, citrine, and tiger's eye, to name a few. Today is Thursday. Thursday are Jupiter days. This is the day of expansion. This is the day when we focus on business. We focus on our luck, our money rituals, our success, our confidence, and our investment. Today, the moon is in Taurus. The moon is waxing crescent. So this is important because when the moon is in Taurus, Taurus is all about love, it's about money, it's about value, it's about worth, it's about what we have. And sometimes what we don't have are highlighted when we are in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign. So we want to do things that we want to last for a long time. So switching our perspective, tapping into the endlessness of the white mirror, tapping into the energy of Taurus right now is going to be really helpful. Another tip, put some money in your savings account today. The moon is in Taurus, it's money. Ching ching, it'll last a little bit longer. We're in the waxing crescent part of the moon phase. We're focusing on foundation, resistance, and resources. We can do venturing, gathering, fortifying, preparing, filtering, externalizing, and advancement when we're in the waxing crescent moon energy. So we are still in this energy of Valentine's Day. A lot of people celebrate, a lot of people don't celebrate. A lot of people are down around this time because our experiences with love have not been pleasant. I do have a program called the Venus Journey. In the Venus Journey, we work with your Venus placement in your astrological chart. We talk about your Venus signature, how your placement of Venus plays out into the world. We talk about and work on any blocks that you have and get you prepared to self love and prepare to have a significant other in your life. Also, on Mondays, I have Mayan Moon Mondays via Zoom where you get a week's worth of the Mayan energy. So, if you like the day by day replay, you definitely want to tap in on Mayan Moon Mondays via Zoom. If you want the link, go ahead and hit me up in the comments and I'll direct you to the right place. Also, I always talk about whose birthday is today and what energy is going on. So I wonder if you're listening, do you want to know how you're tapped in? I'm a blue rhythmic storm, and so that has certain things come with being a blue storm. Certain days I look for that enhances me as a blue storm. Certain days I need to look out for and are challenging days, so on and so forth. Please get a Mayan birth reading to find out where you fit in a calendar and how you can perform and produce in this world. I am the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic. Thank you for listening to the Mayan Moon energy for today. These are the places you can check me out if you like what you've been hearing so far. I am on Instagram, YouTube. Of course, I'm here on TikTok. And you can take part of my Mayan Moon Mondays Facebook group, and you can also find out how to join Mayan Moon Mondays there as well. Thank you so much for listening. Peace, love, and blessings. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.